Oh, it's a grand narrative on the next green industrial revolution, kind of blueprint for a sustainable economy. You know, for decades, the green movement was very much focused on threats, on climate change and all kind of environmental crisis, threatening the future of mankind, and right so. But I'm convinced that we need to talk about opportunities at the same time and to offer kind of encouraging narrative or a blueprint for a better sustainable future. The core of this story is decoupling economic growth and economic prosperity from natural consumption or from environmental damage, especially in terms of emissions. So it is about the next efficiency revolution in terms of making more efficient use of natural resources. It's about green energy moving from fossil fuels towards renewables, and a cycling economy, a zero waste economy with intertwined value chains, an economy without waste. This is about learning from nature, learning from the biological evolution. Nature, there is no waste in nature. There are only synergies. So a kind of synergetic economy is one of the leading ideas of the book, and to move from an exploitative relationship with nature to cooperation, to a new kind of co-evolution between the human society and the natural world. In terms of power generation, I'm quite optimistic. We already, I think, have passed the point of no return in terms of cost decrease for especially wind and solar energy, which have become more and more economically competitive with fossil fuels, but also an enormous wave of innovation we see all around the renewable energy, smart grids, storage technologies, a new decentralized system of energy production and distribution. And if you're looking beyond the old industrial world, the highly industrial countries, in China and other developing countries, we have the fastest evolution of green energies. It's even more powerful than in the highly industrialized countries. So I'm quite optimistic that we will achieve an aim of 100% renewables within the next, let's say, 25 years or so, a historically very short period of time. But there are other areas which are much more complicated, where we are only in the beginning of this kind of green transition. For instance, the mobility sector, moving from the private car to a much more intelligent mobility system with public transport, bicycling, car sharing systems, and walkable cities. So this is a very deep structural change of our city development and organizing the public space. Also in terms of the chemical industry, or the transition of the agricultural system towards what I would call a kind of high-tech organic than agriculture. We have a long way to go, but maybe the electricity, the power generation area will work as a kind of pioneer to encourage and to accelerate innovation, green innovation in the other areas too. What I found very encouraging is this enormous entrepreneurial spirit, especially in the West Coast. We started in Vancouver, went to the Silicon Valley, San Francisco, and ended now in Los Angeles. You have this huge amount of startups, the synergies between the high science the power of that region, world-class research and development, and this kind of entrepreneurial culture. At the same time, we could see the regulatory deficits, the lack of a consistent federal environmental and sustainability policy, but also on the state and municipal level, a lot of inconsistencies. But especially, of course, in California, meanwhile, I would say the public policy goals and programs are absolutely in line with the most advanced developments in Europe. Of course, one of my, not the first time, heavy impressions was the dependency of the whole transport system of the private car. This is something very different to European cities, and I think cities like Los Angeles, for them is an enormous challenge to create more density and to develop a city of short distances and make it at the same time improve life quality for the people here.